Hi, my name is Jeff Newell, Clinical Sales Manager at Orthoped. Today we are going to look at the WillowWood 1 system for transfemoral and transtibial applications. The WillowWood 1 system creates a secure and comfortable suspension using advanced liner and seal technology coupled with a vacuum pump with an airtight socket. The WillowWood 1 system is available either elevated vacuum or suction suspension. If vacuum is to be used, you have two options, side mount or distal mount LIMBLOGIC. WillowWood recommends using Alpha SMARTTEMP or Alpha Dual for transfemoral and Alpha Dual for transtibial. A one sock comes with each of the liners. The one sock acts as a wick and protects the liner. Limb length minimum for this system is as follows: transfemoral 7 inches, transtibial 5 inches. Now let's take a look on how the system works. We will start with ordering. First, the Alpha liner, either the SMARTTEMP or the Dual. For transfemoral, there is 4 sizes available in each style. For transtibial, there are 5 sizes available in the Dual. The one gel sock is included with each liner. Liner size determines sock size. Sealing for transfemoral is the one seal. The liner size determines the seal size. For transtibial is the one sleeve. Here we will refer to the one sleeve size chart. So just to recap ordering for the transfemoral and transtibial. Transfemoral initial order, LIMBLOGIC of your choice or suction seal, one liner of choice, one seal, one gel sock, and fabrication of definitive socket. For transtibial, the initial order, LIMBLOGIC or suction, Alpha Dual liner, one gel sock, and one sleeve. Diagnostic check socket. For both the transtibial and the transfemoral, you'll fabricate a test socket. If it is a transfemoral, you'll need to send it to WillowWood to have the definitive socket fabricated. If it is a transtibial, you'll have the option of sending the check socket to WillowWood for fabrication of the definitive or fabricating it in-house using WillowWood's recommended methods. There is a trial period for both transtibial and transfemoral with some stipulations. Let's now specifically look at the transfemoral. System essentials. Alpha SMARTTEMP protects the residual limb and regulates limb temperature. There is no fabric outer covering. Proprietary outer coating eliminates the need for lubricants during donning. As I mentioned earlier, SMARTTEMP is available in 4 sizes. One gel sock. The one gel sock acts as a stabilizer for distal tissue and provides an air wick for establishing vacuum. It also protects the liner material. The liner and sock become one, held in place by a tacky inner surface. Length can be customized in order to apply vacuum over as much of the residual limb as possible. One seal. The one seal creates an airtight seal between the liner and the socket. It accommodates proximal limb motion while maintaining a secure, comfortable seal. It is located inside the socket to reduce possibility of punctures, increasing the longevity of the seal. The one seal seals in two locations. Firstly, against the socket wall, and secondly, against the alpha liner. Removable brim. The removable flexible brim has several functions. It provides proximal stability and security and acts as an anchor for the one seal. It also provides comfort by protecting against the rigid socket. After the one seal is folded up upon the brim holds the seal fins against the inner socket wall. The brim also holds the alignment buttons that lock into the socket. Alignment buttons and expulsion valve. The alignment buttons aid in consistent donning and orientation of the brim to socket. They provide a physical lock between the removable brim and the socket. They also provide an audible confirmation that the system has been donned correctly. The expulsion valve makes donning and doffing easier. So just to recap the many benefits to the WillowWood One system. Quick and easy to don. No patient realignment required when standing after donning. No redonning after a few hours of use. Prosthetic alignment is always kept consistent. Residual limb fluctuations are accommodated. Seal quality is maintained through range of motion. Let's look at the process. Here's a chart showing the appropriate WillowWood One system kit to order with regards to the liner and LIMBLOGIC. The check socket needs to be fully modified before sending to WillowWood. WillowWood will not modify positive models upon receiving. Indicate on the socket and the paperwork. Alignment lines, interior and lateral, pump placement, expulsion valve placement. What will be sent to WillowWood? Socket, final modified version, paperwork, filled out completely, distal adapter, preferably attached and in optimal alignment. There are additional liner kits available. Let's now look at the LIMBLOGIC specifically. LIMBLOGIC is an elevated vacuum system that maintains desired vacuum level within the socket. There are two available options, side and distal mount, as well as several options in controlling the system, fob, communicator, and phone app. Either pump can be cosmetically covered, you just need to maintain access to the charging port and the on-off switch. You may not be as familiar with the side mount version of LIMBLOGIC, so let's look at some of the key features. No LIMBLOGIC distal adapter required. Shape encourages gradual socket contouring. Easy accessible on-off switch, draws less attention. Accommodates knee center symmetry and low clearance or build heights. Potential for debris issue is reduced. APML position of pump on socket is flexible depending on patient's preference. Let's now look at shape capture, either scan or cast in the traditional manner. Liner preparation. No lubricants are needed. The liner may be trimmed. Leave at least 4 inches longer than the perineum length. Can use shoulder strap with Yates clamps during shape capture to hold the liner in place. Use 1/8 inch pour-on at clamping points. Liner will be trimmed to definitive length later in the process. Gel sock preparation. Trim only enough of the one gel sock to permit it to be rolled on completely. Sock will be trimmed to definitive length later in the process. Recommended global reduction is 3 to 6% at all measurement points along the length of the model. Adjust amount based on physical examination and measurements of the patient. If using a BRIM system, follow recommendations for the BRIM's design or an appropriate universal reduction chart. Now let's move on to the WillowWood One system for transtibial. The WillowWood One system was introduced for transfemoral applications in 2015. This technology has been adapted for transtibial use with simplified ordering. Certification is not required as with the transfemoral. Fabrication options available, sent to WillowWood or in-house fabrication. It has been available since March 2017. The transtibial system comes with Alpha Dual, gel sock, and one sleeve. With regards to sizing, you will want to note that the sizing chart is for non-one system applications. As a standalone liner, it's offered in medium, but not when purchased with the one system option. The sleeve is available in 4 sizes. The transtibial system has 4 parts in the system. One sock, flexible insert, one sleeve, and laminated socket. The transtibial system has many benefits. easy donning and doffing, low maintenance, superior sealing method for maintaining airtight qualities, choice of distal or side mount LIMBLOGIC or suction seal, choice of socket designs, choice of shape capture method, cast or scan. Shape capture, either by scanning or hand casting. Here's a general rule as in regards to modifications. Static socket fitting. Ensure distal contact, evaluate socket volume, establish trim lines. The total surface bearing design distributes the weight bearing areas of the patient's limb equally throughout the entire surface of the limb. A zero-ply fit ensures the most economical air chamber to create vacuum within the socket. Modifications provide the compression needed to drive the gel in order to make positive contact against the residual limb tissue. Premature aligner breakage is often attributed to several things: relief spaces and voids in socket, lack of distal contact in socket, and rubbing in socket. Trim lines for the definitive socket are pretty standard. Shape posterior proximal wall following hamstring insertion profile, scallop shape around patella, interior shape following patella tendon profile. Now let's look at putting everything together with the assembly of the components to the WillowWood 1 system. First step is to apply the one sleeve to flexible socket 2 inches below posterior trim line. Now secure the flexible socket to the outer socket using the one link. One link has a secondary function as well. It acts as a vent for donning and doffing the prosthesis. Securing the one link is completed in 4 easy steps. Align the socket holes, insert the flange bolt, install one link nut, and attach one link cap. Donning the prosthesis is very simple for the patient to do. Have the patient step into the socket and pull the sleeve up onto the residual limb, establishing a seal with the liner. Thank you.